Hello friends and welcome to Pendulum Video. Today we'll be discussing daily current affairs of 21 June 2020. So let's start the session, and those who have not subscribed to our channel Pendulum Video, please subscribe it and press the bell icon to receive notifications. So the first news is signing of US 750 million COVID-19 active response and expenditure assistance program between Government of India and Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. This assistance program is meant to strengthen the response to the adverse effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the poor and vulnerable. This is the first budgetary support program for India from AIIB. The program will provide budget assistance to the government to mitigate the adverse social and economic impact of the pandemic. The main beneficiaries of this primary program will be families below the poverty line, BPL families, farmers, health workers, women self-help groups, widows, people with disabilities, senior citizens, low-paid construction workers and other vulnerable groups. The current loan will be India's second to deal with the COVID-19 in addition to a 500 million loan already approved for India by the AIIB. Talking about AIIB, it is a multilateral development bank which is a mission to improve social and economic outcomes in Asia. It started operating in January 2016 and it is headquartered in Beijing, China. AIIB now has 102 accepted members worldwide. Moving to the question part, recently the Government of India and which organization signed a US $750 million COVID-19 Active Response and Expenditure Assistance Program? Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, World Bank, Asian Development Bank and New Development Bank. So the correct answer is option A, that is Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. Next news is, recently a memorandum of understanding has been signed between the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs and Small Industries Development Bank of India, that is SIDBI. Under the MOU, SIDBI has been entrusted with the task of implementing agency for PM Street Vendors Nidhi Yojana, that is PM Savanidhi Yojana. As per the terms of the MOU, SIDBI will implement the PM Savanidhi Yojana under the guidance of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. It will also manage credit guarantees to the lending institutions through Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small enterprises. It will also develop and maintain a customized and integrated IT platform, providing end-to-end solutions including documentation of all processes and workflows through a portal and a mobile app. The PM Savanidhi scheme was launched on 1st June 2020 to provide affordable working capital loans to street vendors adversely affected by the COVID-19 lockdown. Disbursement of loans under PM Savanidhi will be started in July this year. Talking about SIDBI, Small Industrial Development Bank of India, it is development financial institution in India. It is headquartered in Lucknow and also has offices across the country. It was established on 2nd April 1990. Now the question for you. Recently, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs has signed a MOU with which institution for the implementation of PM Savanidhi scheme? SEBI, SIDBI, PNB and SBI. So the correct answer for this is option B, that is SIDBI. Next news is Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Rural Public Works Scheme, that is Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan in Khagadia, Bihar. This campaign aims to provide livelihood opportunities to migrant workers and rural citizens. The campaign will be conducted through common service centers and Krishi Vigyan Kendras in the districts. The campaign is a coordinated effort of 12 different ministries and departments including Rural Development, Panchayati Raj, Road Transport and Highways, Mines, Drinking Water and Sanitation, Environment, Railways, Petroleum and Natural Gas, New and Renewable Energy, Border Roads, Telecom and Agriculture, etc. This employment campaign will cover 116 districts of 6 states, that is Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Rajasthan, out of which maximum 32 districts are from Bihar. Now the question part, recently the Garib Kalyan Rozgar Abhiyan was launched from which state? Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Kerala. So the correct answer for this is option C, that is Bihar. Moving to the next news, the central government has decided to set up 1000 Khelo India centers at the district level across the country. Their establishment aims to transform India into a sporting superpower. These centers will either be run by the previous champions or these champions will be retained as coaches. A shortlisting mechanism will be put in place to identify the previous champions. The move will utilize the expertise of previous sports champions for grassroots training of athletes. Also, a constant source of income will be ensured for them in the sports ecosystem. So, these Khelo India centers will be set up under the flagship scheme of Ministry of Sports, that is Khelo India, which aims to not only utilize the inherent potential of the sports person in India, but also to provide to ensure the constant source of income for the previous champions. Now the question, how many Khelo India centers will be set up at the district level across the country? 100, 200, 500 and 1000. So the correct answer is option D, that is 1000. Moving to the next news, recently Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, the constituent laboratory of Council for Scientific and Industrial Research CSIR, has obtained permission to test the phase 3 of the antiviral drug Umifenovir for its randomized efficacy and safety. And this will be the phase 3 of the clinical trial of this drug, and the permission has been given by DCGI. Phase 3 clinical trials will be conducted at King George Medical University, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia Institute of Medical Sciences and ERAS Lucknow Medical College and Hospital, Lucknow. Umifenovir has recently been found to be potentially useful for patients with COVID-19. This drug has a good safety profile and prevents the entry of the virus into human cells as well as strengthens the immune system. Umifenovir is mainly used for the treatment of influenza, and recently a drug named dexamethasone, which is used by players for recovering from injury. It prevents swelling in the injured part. So this drug has been proved to cut down the mortality rate in the COVID-19 patients which are critically ill by 1/3. So this drug was in news. So whatever drugs are in news due to COVID-19, whether it is hydroxychloroquine, Umifenovir, dexamethasone, you have to remember that because a question can be asked from this. Now talking about Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, it was established by the Government of India in September 1942 as an autonomous body. It is the largest research and development organization in India. Its chairman is the Prime Minister of India and its current Director General is Shekhar C. Mande. Shekhar C. Mande is the current DG of CSIR. Moving to the next news, Bangladesh will get zero tariff facility on 97% of its goods exported to China. Bangladesh will get this facility under the World Trade Organization's duty-free, quota-free scheme. So a question can be asked that a duty-free, quota-free scheme is related to which organization? So it is related to World Trade Organization. And this scheme is for least developed countries. Bangladesh will get this facility on 5,161 additional items from 1st July. So far, Bangladesh enjoys zero tariff on 3,095 commodities exported to China under the Asia-Pacific Trade Agreement. Talking about duty-free export facilities, it is a part of the duty-free quota-free scheme for LDCs under the 2010 WTO rules. China initially provided this facility to 33 LDCs at 60% of its tariff line. In 2015, China's tariff lines were raised to 97%. Bangladesh has now been extended this facility for 5 years. Bangladesh will fall out of the LDC category by 2024 when the profit ends after a certain period. Currently, there is a major imbalance of the balance of trade between China and Bangladesh. In 2018-19, Bangladesh exported goods worth $831 million to China while it imported items from China worth over $12 billion. So a question, recently which country has been granted zero tariff facility on 97% of goods exported to China? Pakistan, Brazil, Bangladesh and Myanmar. So the correct answer for this is option C, that is Bangladesh. Moving to the next news, a batch of 124 Indian citizens from Bangladesh reached Tripura through Akohara border. This was the third evacuation of Indians from Bangladesh using the land route for people from various states of Northeast. The first batch of 230 Indian nationals left for India on May 28 from 3 outposts along the border of Bangladesh and India to Tripura, Assam, Meghalaya and Manipur. So far, around 500 people have been evacuated from Bangladesh via land route, And in addition, 2,130 Indian nationals have been evacuated from Bangladesh under the Vande Bharat mission. This is one of the largest evacuation exercise of the government, and it aims to bring back all the Indians stranded abroad due to COVID-19 and subsequent lockdown. Bangladesh is a South Asian country in the east of India on the Bay of Bengal, and its capital is Dhaka. Currency is Bangladeshi Taka. Its current Prime Minister is Sheikh Hasina, and current President is Abdul Hamid. Moving to the question part, recently in news, a Kohara border is related to which two countries? It is between which two countries? India and China, China and Russia, India and Bangladesh, America and Canada. So the correct answer for this is option C, that is India and Bangladesh. Moving to the next news, on 21st June, a solar eclipse was seen in some parts of the world. In India, the annular phase was seen in Rajasthan, Haryana and Uttarakhand, while people in rest of the country witnessed a partial eclipse. On 21st June, solar eclipse was seen in Congo of Africa. First, it was observed in Congo of Africa, then followed by South Sudan, Ethiopia, Yemen, Oman, Saudi Arabia, the Arabian Sea and Pakistan before entering India and Rajasthan. The Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Leh, Ladakh. So a question can also be asked from this portion that where is Indian Institute of Astrophysics is located? It is located in Leh, Ladakh. And this has arranged to live stream the annular eclipse from Henley. What is this Henley? It is one of the world's highest destinations by optical, infrared and gamma ray telescopes. In addition, Kodaikanal Solar Observatory will also monitor astronomical phenomena. Talking about annular solar eclipse, it is the celestial event of a solar eclipse that occurs when the moon passes between the earth and the sun, thereby totally or partially obscuring the image of the sun for a viewer on earth. The next eclipse will be seen from the country only after 11 years in 2031. So it is a big astronomical event for India. Now the question part, in which country will the solar eclipse first appear on 21st June 2020? Congo, Ghana, India and Oman. So the correct answer for this is option A, that is Congo. Moving to the next news, in Mizoram, migrant workers will be given 10 kg of free rice under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme, and especially migrant workers who are engaged in various projects and other private jobs in the state will be given this benefit. A total of 17,885 workers spread across 8 districts in the state have been identified for the benefit of this scheme. And talking about Mizoram, it is a state in northeast India. Its capital is Aizawl. State governor is P.S. Sridharan Pillai and chief minister is Zoram Thanga. The state tree is ironwood, and Mizoram shares its border with Bangladesh and Myanmar. These are the two countries with which Mizoram shares its border. Moving to the question part, in which state will the migrant laborers be given 10 kg free rice under the Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme? Kerala, Assam, Mizoram and Meghalaya. So the correct answer is option C, that is Mizoram. Moving to the next news, Khadi and Village Industries Commission has started a unique project for the production of neer and palm jaggery. There is a huge potential for employment generation in this sector. The project aims to promote neer as an alternative to soft drinks. This will also provide self-employment to the tribals. The project has been launched at Dahanu in Palghar district of Maharashtra for traditional trappers and Adivasis. KVIC has distributed toolkits for extraction of neer. A total kit of rupees 15,000 includes food grade stainless steel pan, perforated molds, canteen burners and other tools such as knives, ropes and axes for extraction of neer. There are more than 50 lakh palm trees across the state. A wide range of products such as candy, milk chocolate, palm cola, ice cream and traditional sweets can be produced from neer. The initiative is expected to provide direct employment to 400 local traditional trainers. Talking about KVIC, it is a statutory body. It was formed by the Khadi and Village Industries Commission Act of 1956 and it was formed in 1957. Its headquarters are located in Mumbai. Now the question part, Khadi and Village Industries Commission was established in which of the following year? 1957, 1960, 1965 and 1970. So the correct answer for this is option A, that is 1957. 7. Moving to the next news, June 20, World Refugee Day is observed. The day is dedicated to raise awareness about the status of refugees worldwide. The theme of this year is Every Action Counts. It is focused on bringing change to make the world more inclusive, and as we all know that globally we are fighting against COVID-19 pandemic, and during this COVID-19 pandemic these refugees have become more vulnerable. They are at a major risk, so they need help. So every action counts, and we need to make the world more inclusive. On December 4, 2000, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution concerning the status of refugees and decided that June 20 would be marked as World Refugee Day. According to the United Nations 1951 Refugee Convention, people who have fled their homes and countries for fear of persecution due to their race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group, or political opinion are called refugees. So now the question part. World Refugee Day is celebrated every year on which day? 10 June, 15 June, 20 June or 25 June. So the correct answer for this is option C, that is 20 June. And every year on 21st June, 2 days, important days are celebrated. That is International Yoga Day, International Yoga Day, or International Day of Yoga, or World Yoga Day, whatever the name you can give, and also World Music Day. International Day of Yoga aims to celebrate International Day of Yoga aims to create awareness about the benefits of yoga, and the theme for this year 2020 theme is Yoga for Health and Yoga at Home. Why yoga at home? Due to COVID-19, it is required to maintain social distance. And World Music Day is celebrated every year on 21st June to basically recognize or to honor all the musicians, to recognize the work of all the musicians in the country and to honor them, and also to provide them a platform to showcase their work to the people during this day. These musicians basically they arrange free public shows to showcase their work to the people. So this World Music Day aims to provide free music to the world, as music is a stress buster. If the good music is good, then it can help you concentrate a lot. And also we all enjoy music, every kind of music we all enjoy, and it also releases our stress. And also on 21st June this year we are celebrating Father's Day. Although Father's Day is celebrated on 3rd Sunday of June every year, but this time this day coincided with International Yoga Day. So today is the Father's Day also. So tell your dads that how much you love them, and spend this Father's Day with your parents, with your dad, and share with him the love he deserves, and also do anything to make them happy. So here we have covered the daily current affairs of 21 June and related questions. You can go to the website. There is a link in the description. There you can go and download the PDF, and also you can join us on the Telegram channel. Keep following daily current affairs. It will be very helpful for your preparation. Like this video, share it as much as you can. If you have any doubt, please comment below and we'll try to solve that your doubt. We'll try to answer you all your doubts, and keep following us. Thank you so much.